Welcome everybody to the DreamHack Bucharest Invitational, the Dota 2 tournament. We've got 4 teams invited to compete in Bucharest, and we here at Beyond the Summit, from our studio at home, are going to be bringing you all the live Dota 2 action. We've got 2 streams running today with the main studio with LD and Molini bringing you action from the main stage of Bucharest, and then myself, God's going to be joined by Bulba for all the action on the outside stage, which is going to start things off with a bang. Alliance vs Fnatic. Bulba, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Gods? Pretty sleepy in the evening, but I woke up in time, dude, technically.
You were there like spot on the dot at midnight for me. These games starting at midnight, but yeah, you made it. You made it.
But yeah, I'm excited to see this game, especially Fnatic. They've been doing better, I think. They've been picking Tiny every game though.
Even without Wisp, they just say screw it. Let's pick Tiny.
Yeah. So who needs the Wisp? I like the Centaur Tiny though. It's actually a pretty legit combo.
Yeah. They had a game recently with this combo. The game against Navi in the D2L where it was just like constant kill, kill, kill. So
yeah,
we'll see if that's what they look to replicate. Do they, without the Wisp, do they go Blink Dagger on the Tiny? I haven't seen enough of it, or do they just go normal carry?
He goes the exact same build. I think he goes Treads, Drums, and then Axe. Okay. Or I've seen him go Midas as well some games.
Yeah, but no like Blink Dagger or anything like that. So
no.
All right. We'll see. It's going to be the Centaur Tiny.
With the Stampede, he doesn't get kited, which is pretty. I think one of the reasonings, because with the Wisp you can't get kited by the Tiny, but with the Stampede as well, you move really fast.
You can still somewhat slow Stampede, can't you? Like if you get stuck in an ice wall or something.
Yeah. I think just it's like strong though, so regardless.
Yeah.
Like the burst as well with the two like Avalanche toss, and then the Centaur blinks in and then gets a stun and double edge off. It's a lot of damage.
Okay. Well, we'll see Alliance start things off with a Shadow Demon Invoker. Imagine the Shadow Demon partly to deal with that Stampede. You can, even good against the Tiny with the Disruption and the Demonic Purge. But interesting to see Shadow Demon so highly prioritized by Alliance.
Yeah. I think Shadow Demon got popularized kind of at Star Ladder. People realize it's still really strong. And then the Invoker for Exord is really broken, I think. Like people were going Quaswex, I think, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but I think Exor was still. I mean, like Exor was always the better one. It's like more stable, I think.
Yeah, and it synergizes really well with the so popular Necrobook build, and even without the Necrobook, it's still pretty damn good. And there's the obvious synergy there with the Shadow Demon to set up the Sunstrike.
Yeah,
so.
I think the cool part is like you can be split pushing a lane and still helping with the Sunstrike. Yeah. That's one of the main reasons I think he's so strong. Also,
Tornado EMP is entirely reliant on fighting and having kills happen, whereas Exalt you can push, you can team fight, you can really do a bit of everything. But the Invoker got slightly nerfed in 6.81, correct? But not the Exalt stuff.
Yeah, I think Invoker's going to be even stronger now because everything else got kind of nerfed. Like that was really strong.
Yeah, so his nerf was really minor.
Yeah, and it's like not even the Force Spirit should get nerfed. I guess Book 3 got nerfed. That's like the
yes.
So
I was really pushing for a bigger Book 3 nerf. That mana break is just ridiculous. 75 mana per hit. I don't know. I wouldn't have minded to see Book 3 get nerfed harder.
Still just Alacrity, one of the books as well. Yeah. When you're sieging, that's one of the strong things about Invoker. I think when you split push, you just Alacrity. One of if you have Alacrity the melee book, it's like the most damage.
Yeah. So. If it's on a hero, like it's great for pushing, but also if the book's right-clicking a hero, it does tons of damage as well. They do give a lot more XP, but like you look at mid to late game, like a bit more XP is not going to be a game-breaking thing. It's more, I guess, for the early Necro 3 where it's like under-leveled heroes killing it off.
Yeah. So in the Mirana pick, I think that's a mid Mirana then. I think Fnatic actually picked all 3 core heroes in their first 3. I haven't seen this in a while. People usually just like try to save at least 1 core hero for the last pick. Counter.
Okay. Yeah, no, it could be as the support Mirana, but I think they need some kind of good support to set up the arrow if they're going to go with that. As for Alliance, they've picked up the Enchantress, so the Aki Enchantress is going to go with the Shadow Demon as their support duo.
Yeah. So EGM's actually picking for them, which is interesting.
Okay.
So, I think I don't know if they're switching picker permanently, but when I talked to him, he said they won the most in their scrims with him picking, and that's the reason he's picking now.
Okay.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, and I mean, you're on land, your whole team's there behind you, so there is obviously some team collaboration. I know some
Reserve
teams
time.
don't collaborate too much with the draft, but I feel like Alliance one of the teams that do discuss a lot when the draft's going on.
Yeah, I think Alliance is one of the teams. I mean, I'm sure S4 especially will give us input.
Yeah.
Bulldog will probably just be quiet though.
Loda will have some input. He's someone who at least will be like, pick me Ricky, man. I want my Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see DK recently playing some Ricky as well?
Yeah, with the dual mids and the whisper dual mids. I think those are going to be even stronger now in the next patch because with Ricky you can actually deny with the backstab, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
So I think that hero still has some potential.
You've suddenly gotten a lot quieter, Bulba.
Oh, have I? Is this better?
Wait. Oh no, never mind. You're too loud actually. What am I talking about? No, you're fine. You're fine. I turned you down myself.
Okay. Is this better now?
Yeah. No, you sound fine. It was just on my end that I had you
to
be
pick.
quiet.
Okay. Lich pick. So that's a Lich Centaur dual lane again, I think, on the off lane. And
Yeah.
they're probably going to pick +1 for Tiny bottom. I think Alliance, the way they have to counter this, I think they have to go aggressive jungle tri lane with the Enchantress. I think screw over the other lane. I don't think they can stay on their safe lane too long. So Lich Centaur is a
10
really hard
seconds
lane to deal
remaining.
with.
Yeah, I feel like this Enchantress is going to be the key hero for
5
Alliance in the
seconds
early game, because
remaining.
Invoker can't really rotate off the lane too much. Enchantress has to be the one helping out both mid as well as the safe lane to
Reserve
win their
time.
lanes, because otherwise Lich will just straight up pull the wave back and bottom lane could be just, well top lane, sorry, it's going to be Fnatic on the Radiant side could just be a bit of a lost cause for them.
Yeah. I wonder what Alliance is. I mean, it has to be a Loda hero, like you said. So, I wonder what he's
Lifesteal is
picking.
still there, that's like your classic loader hero in a lot of ways.
I've seen them pick Slark occasionally, but I don't think Slark's that good versus what Fnatic has. You have like those 3 tanky heroes, and then you have the AoE stuns as well. You have the Centaur Hoof Stomp. You also have Tiny Avalanche.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of AoE damage. A lot of nuke. I think you definitely want to go for a BKB carry of some kind, or like the lifesteal who has the raid immunity, but we'll see what Alliance have in mind. They also don't have their Admiral Bulldog hero yet, so heroes like Nyx Assassin, maybe they consider picking up, and I feel like Loda's got a much more versatile hero pool, but Slaughter.
Fnatic's turn to ban.
Okay. A lot of minus armor here. They can take Roshan pretty early on with the jungle Enchantress, Exort Invoker plus a Slaughter. That's a very easy Roshan for them.
So the last pick has to be something. I think it has to be Clockwork. most
10
likely.
seconds remaining.
And, oh wait, Bat's not picked or banned?
Wait,
5
What?
seconds remaining.
I just noticed that too. That makes no sense.
Reserve time.
I must think it's the new patch already or something.
Yeah.
Alliance's turn to ban.
Seriously, like that's crazy. Batrider is to me one of the he's up there with like your Ember Spirit and Lycan as far as how strong he is in 6.8.
I think Fnatic never really valued Batrider that high. I think
10
I never saw
seconds
Trixie
remaining.
played that much.
That's true. Yeah. Trixie's more like your
5 seconds-
Darkseer, your
5
Centaur,
seconds
these kind of
remaining.
heroes.
And Alliance as well. Bulldog.
Fnatic's
I don't
turn
think
to
Bulldog likes to
pick.
play Batrider that much. I'm surprised. I think usually S4 plays a Batrider for them, right? When he goes mid bat.
Yeah, Bulldog's played a couple games of it, but I feel like for the Alliance it is a bit 50-50 between S4 and Bulldog as far as who plays the bat.
I think Bat's a really good pick here for Alliance because you just lasso the Tiny late game, and you just burst him down
10
when he's
seconds
BKB. Then
remaining.
he doesn't really have a Wisp as well. Like if it was a Wisp Tiny, the Wisp can
5
always tether
seconds
and
remaining.
TP him out when you get lassoed. But since there's no Wisp, they don't really have a counter to the Batrider.
Reserve time.
So
We'll see if they do go for the bat. I definitely agree. It
10
seems like
seconds
the
remaining.
kind of most logical pick here for Alliance. I don't know if Fnatic just
5
don't realize it's on the
seconds
pool. They ban.
remaining.
Oh, you get a no-tail support
Alliance's
Meepo.
turn to pick.
It's on.
just saw everything.
Look, man, this is 6.81. It's the Meepo era has begun.
What are the lanes then? Is it like
You go what Meepo Mirana and like tiny mid? I don't know.
I have no
It's an
idea.
invoker mid, so I guess you need to send them, or you dual lane mid. Like you could do Lich tiny
10
mid,
seconds
Meepo Mirana
remaining.
top, center off lane. Oh, sorry, Mirana, Meepo,
5
safe lane in
seconds
bottom
remaining.
lane.
And then Lich Tiny mid?
Yeah.
10
Okay.
seconds
Does
remaining.
that work?
That might be better. Oh, Timbersaw. Timbersaw actually such a good pick right now versus those
Ooh.
heroes.
Timbersaw wrecks Meepo. Not to say like you need to be worrying
Yeah.
too much about countering Meepo because he is a support, but
He owns Centaur and Lich as well. Like that's actually a perfect pick there.
well, we'll
This
see.
was this is like one of the best Timbersaw games. Honestly, they have nothing really to stop him.
Well, let's get things underway. It's our opening game of DreamHack Bucharest Dota 2 Invitational.
Prepare for
I'm Gods from
battle.
Beyond the Summit, joined by Team Liquid's Bulba, co-casting 2 best-of-3s today. We've got our first winner bracket semi-final, then we'll do our loser bracket round 1. The loser of this match up against the loser of Cloud9 and the Fluffy Bears, the Navi and Romanian mix. But here we are, game 1. Meepo picked up by Fnatic. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this game, Bulba.
Yeah, I wonder how. I think Alliance are just gonna have to do something about the lanes because they're late game. They're still gonna lose, I think, to the Tiny Centaur and Marana. But I think early game with the Shadow Demon and Enchantress, they have the most roaming potential in the game. Honestly, I think those 2 heroes are probably one of the best 2 roamers early on.
Yep.
So
We'll introduce our 2 teams here in our opening best of 1 for today. We're going to see on the Radiant side, we've got
30
Team
seconds to
Fnatic.
battle.
n0tail handling the support Meepo. We've got Era on the carry Tiny. We've got Fly playing the support Lich. Hani starting off towards the mid lane on the Centaur. Poor man's shield, couple tangos. He's going mid. Trixie's on the off lane Mirana. So some unusual lanes from Fnatic. And their opponents, one of their big rivals in the European team, Team Alliance. EGM going to be playing a support Shadow Demon Loader on the Slider. We're going to see Enchantress being played by Aki. In the mid lane will be S4 on Invoker. And then finally, Admiral Bulldog actually going
battle
safe lane
begins.
solo on the
Yeah.
Timbersaw. So are
This
Fnatic
is smart.
dodging this Centaur versus Timbersaw lane, it looks like?
no, I think what they're doing is that, like I said earlier, they're going aggressive jungling. I think that's the best strat for Alliance this game because they wanna be able to pressure the Lich. Lich is they want to be able to pressure Fnatic.
Yeah.
They don't want to go versus like a possible. They don't know if the dual lane is bottom or top. So they just want to like just put pressure on the enemy safe lane, I think. And then obviously now with the Meepo, you don't want to give that hero too many free levels.
And he's quite weak early on in this lane. Like, you have 2 melee heroes. Until he hits level 3, he can't really do too much. So, Fnatic, I think they expect this because they send Mirana top rather than Centaur top. If Centaur goes top, he may just straight up lose this lane against the Admiral Bulldog Timbersaw. So probably a smart decision to send Mirana top. And looks like we'll be Lich even joining the Mirana up there.
I think Timbersaw should do fine 1v1 versus Marana. It's like
Yeah.
can't really harass him down.
See what the plan's going to be, as for now, Shadow Demon looking for just a slight opening here in this bottom lane. Without the Enchantress here, probably unlikely to see too much aggression, but Aki's got the smoke, and you mentioned earlier, he can just rotate towards that bottom lane and go for that offensive tri lane if they want to go for it.
They can even kill mid lane pretty easily. Like
Yep.
Hani's already so low, and Hani's item build was very, very greedy. He only got the 2 pooled regen. He went PMS. I don't know about the PMS. I think it's better just get extra regen, but he's gonna have to ferry some regen regardless.
He may go down here. The Enchantress is rotated in, and that's going to be a first blood going the way of Alliance. No smoke even needed.
As indeed,
I don't even know if the Enchantress was needed there. Like,
I don't
S4
think
was almost
Enchantress
going to
needed.
get that kill without it.
That was really cocky there from Hani.
Yeah. So just overestimating his survivability there, and well, he gives up first blood, so good start for Alliance. S4 getting the last hit, and now we do see Aki rotate down towards the bottom jungle, so they'll look to shut down this tiny Meepo lane.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I felt Hani should have been able to ferry a salve earlier to him. He was just sitting there and there's such low HP.
I think he was just getting a bit greedy, trying to get that bottle up, and now we will see n0tail getting ganked out here in the jungle. Gets ensnared up, the disrupt to the follow, Sunstrike, and there's another ensnare. n0tail, the Sunstrike misses, but there's a false around. n0tail's not going anywhere, he's trapped. It's a gangbang in the jungle, and n0tail's on the receiving end of a nasty bit of aggression.
Yep, that was like this roaming combo is just insane. It's every lane is pressured right now. I think the only really safe lane they have is top, and Bulldog is still doing fine here. He's gonna get all the levels he can.
Yeah, it's not going to get amazing farm, but it's still, it'll get good enough. They are playing pretty aggressive, and the arrow going to land. Bulldog needs to be careful. Timber chains away, Trixie going to be forced back. Still saving on the lead. TPM from the Shadow Demon does get cancelled. EGM, once he realizes that Bulldog's safe, decides there's no point going up top. He'd rather stay down bottom.
Yep. I still wonder what Fnatic's gonna do. I think they're just gonna hinge on maybe Trixie's snowballing up this game. Because right now, Era's not having a fun time. And Hani especially as well. He's not going to be able to lane mid at all.
They TP Lich down bottom, but I don't know if this is going to solve this bottom lane, because Shadow Demon Enchantress can still dive the tower if they get creeps on the Enchantress, but there is a rotation. Sentinel's coming in as well for this one. EGM could be in some trouble. Sunstrike's there. That's on Era after the disruption. EGM should go down. n0tail. Poof as well as the Sentinel going to finish him off. Meanwhile, the Tiny goes down in return by the Enchantress. Loader gets a nice 2-hero crush off. Still has to back off here, so a 1-for-1 trade, but Fnatic, they had to bring in 4 heroes for this.
And that's better a lot. That's a lot better for Alliance because they got more. They got experience on 2 heroes.
Yeah.
And they also got the carry. So.
Yeah, losing just the support there, not going to be too big of an issue for them. EGM will just waddle his way back towards this bottom lane and should be just fine.
Blog's actually got a ring of health just for being able to stay top. I don't know about that.
Does he go the full Vanguard, or is this just going to be a blood for the Bloodstone?
It's going to be Bloodstone, but I think he should just brought a bottle up or something.
Yeah.
Ring of health rush is that good. I guess he can stay here infinitely.
He could even get the Ring of Regen if he wants to go for the mech for the team, because they don't really have a mech by it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Only Ice goes that. Mech.
Well, we'll see what's the plan here. Fnatic have got 3 heroes now stuck down the bottom lane. n0tail's hit level 3, so he's got 2 Meepos up. One's in the jungle, and one's just sitting around this bottom lane. So one in the ensnare, one in the poof, and he's looking around ready to go.
I think Fnatic screwed up their lanes. I think they should have done Lich Tiny mid. I honestly thought that's what they would be doing. Like, there's no other reason for them not to do that, Gods. It's like, honestly, that lane is really strong mid. There's so much burst. It's
the safest place for Tiny to farm, and it's also the hero you want to shut down early, the Invoker. He's probably the hero you most want to deny levels from using the Lich sacrifice, so it's like 2 birds with 1 stone. Help the Tiny farm while shutting down the Invoker. So instead, they send Sentinel mid, and he doesn't really do much, and Tiny doesn't farm bottom. Lich doesn't really... Like, they win top kind of, but not even that much. Like, Bulldog's doing just fine. He's level 6 now.
Yeah, and honestly, now S4 is having, like, one of the easiest games right now. He's having complete free farm, and giving Invoker free farm, getting him a Midas. He's gonna have a Midas before, like, 6 minutes and 30 seconds, which is pretty fast. And that hero with the Midas is probably one of the best heroes, I think, in the game with the Midas. It's like...
n0tail does have a Meepo mid lane, but it's been spotted out by an Observer Ward rotation, so this is unlikely to achieve too much. Already there's backup in the form of EGM on the Shadow Demon. They're pinging him. They know exactly where... Actually, no, I think it was a Sentinel ping, but either way, they know exactly where he is at this mid lane.
You could just bait this.
Yeah.
I think Invoker should try and bait.
He's considering it. He may... Hani's really low as well, is the other thing here. Hani does not really want to go in when he's this low on HP. I think this is his... No, he's gone Tranquil Boots. Not even going for a bottle as a... I mean, you're mid laner, but you are a Sentinel.
Your Mirana's here as well, though.
Again, it's spotted, though. This Observer Ward just sees everything.
Yeah. Now S4's a bit nervous, though, because he can still get bursted quite easily with the Arrow and Starfall, but looks like...
Defensive disruption is there for him.
But he's bringing his Midas.
Yeah, we'll see what they look to do here. Trixie trying to line up an arrow, maybe. Hasn't scouted out EGM just yet. If he throws that arrow, he will do so. Here we go. They've got him with a Moonlight Shadow Stampede as well. Double TPs coming in from Alliance. This is the quickest retreat I've seen from Fnatic in a while. That was a quick no-no from them.
And they're going up bottom now, Loda.
Loda's been left alone, and he did not back off when his teammates TP'd mid. He stayed aggressive in this bottom lane. He'll get a crush on 2 heroes. He may survive this one. Yeah, they can't chase him down.
No, Era missed the avalanche there.
Oh, no. Disruption, no follow-up crashes. Loda's just a little bit too low here. n0tail. Not going to be able to go in there, and wow, missing the avalanche there. That would have killed him, do you think?
I'm not sure, maybe, because he was flasking during that, and now he's back to full HP.
Yeah.
I don't know if Lich had a Nova. I don't think he did. I don't know if he had the mana back then, but he used Sacrifice. Now he hasn't. But still, maybe there was a chance they could have killed him.
Well, neither team finding any kills off of that. There was the aggression mid from Fnatic with source insta-TPs, and Loda overstays a little bit bottom lane, but he's tanky enough that he can survive it with the Tread Stout Shield. He's already up to 1k gold, so could see a very fast Vanguard on him, or maybe just a Blink Rush. Oh, there's a disruption. Sunstrike to follow with the Soul Catcher. This is going to be a dead leech with one right click. EGM gets the kill. He will pay for this with his life, it looks like. Tiny gets the return kill, so about a pretty even trade there. Uh-oh, n0tail. Oh, not going to be too much danger here. Arrow going to go flying. Loader will see this and sidesteps it. Doesn't get hit by it and will back off now.
I think one of the reasons though is that Tiny, they can still team fight and win this game. Like they can still come back. I don't think Fnatic's out of it. They're just gonna have a hard time. I think the person they're gonna have to worry about the most is S4. He's the most formidable on the map. They're gonna gank him mid.
Yeah, mid lane they want S4. You said it. He's the hero you want to worry about. He gets burst down before EGM can even show up with the disruption. He'll use it anyways, but it looks like he just wants to back off and casually harass n0tail. So the Centaur just synergizing really nicely with these ganks. The Stampede just being used to set up these Meepo and snares, and S4 doesn't really have any defensive capabilities when he has no points in the Wex.
And Honey's kind of, he's still very poor, but once he gets his, I mean, all this hero really needs is a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
He's gonna have, most of Alliance's heroes are pretty burstable. I think even the saw the Hoof Stomp and then a double edge, it's insane burst damage.
Denied.
And you can see how useful Centaur is even when he's under farm. Like, Stampede alone has set up multiple kills for Fnatic, so really nicely played there as they get two. Hani doesn't get hit by the Sunstrike mid. S4 was going for the solo kill, but couldn't find it.
Bulldog is really farmed as well now. He got so much room to catch up.
Yeah, he's got the Arcane Boost, Ring of Health, so probably see just the straight Bloodstone rush out of him with this. There is backup in the form of n0tail at top, but Timbersaw is not a fun hero to go up against if you're a Meepo. You just get wrecked by the AoE damage.
S4 hit that level where Invoker, I think, is like, Exort Invoker is one of the, right now, like, probably the strongest hero on the map with the two Force Spirits. So, the amount of pressure he's going to be able to put just by sitting mid.
Meepo's keeping mid again, though, when they're
going on top.
Yeah, disruption. Oh, gets a leap away, but Trixie, is there any detection? Yep, there's a Centaur there. Trixie will be brought down. Meanwhile, mid lane, Centaur kills off Invoker again. That was the Stampede being used. n0tail TP's in and sets up another kill there. n0tail's been really proactive on the map with his Meepos.
And funny, n0tail and Hani both have the exact same items. PMS matcher.
Radiant's
Cool
top
PMS.
tower is under
Yeah, they're
attack.
just roaming.
Yeah, and they're both going to go Blink Dagger. Like, that's going to be both their next items, so n0tail will be a bit slower on it.
Hani does have his Blink Dagger within the next minute or so.
TP's coming top here. Alliance trying to pressure this tier 1, but a TP in from Trixie will make this a bit trickier for them. Have to see... Okay, Lotus picked up a Vitality Booster. He's not going to rush a straight Blink Dagger. He will get the Vanguard, which I think is probably reasonable considering there's a lot of just team fight and damage output coming out of Fnatic here in the mid-game.
Dire's
Yeah,
bottom tower
and
is under
I
attack.
think another smart move is that S4 went bottom because he's afraid of getting ganked. I think S4 dying is really big for Fnatic because he had so much experience, and then he gave with those two deaths he kind of let Fnatic back in the game at some point.
Yeah.
So look at Hani TP down with the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, with the Blink here, no dire vision here, and this is going to be once again S4. If S4 dies again, this is going to be disaster. Toss in! Hoof Stomp should follow! The Cold Snap is going to prevent it. Avalanche is there, but no kill. Really fast reactions from S4 with the Cold Snap.
That was insanely fast. He uses, I mean, obviously Hoof Stomp is such a shitty animation, however, but
most players there would panic and try and just run away rather than insta-Cold Snap. They're going to still go in the bottom lane. Again, the Stampede being used. The Avalanche are going to get dodged by the disruption. EGM with the sick plays. It does happen in snare here, but the Chasers may be on. They're going to ignore Era, go for n0tail instead. n0tail has no way out of this one. Meepo takes a fall. He's the first one down. The Chasers may be on here, but Alliance not going to find anyone immediately. And they're going to maybe just transition to a push. Double Forward Spirits. They should be able to put some pressure on this tier 1 bottom tower.
that was really forced, I felt, from Fnatic. They knew they had two people down there, and then obviously more people are going to come. And it felt very forced. Era's going to be in trouble.
Sunstrike won't do enough damage on its own. There's a Blink Hook Stomp from Hani, and this is actually going to be Loader overextending. The Blink Dagger was somewhat known. The Era's salving up. This Purge will not kill him off. EGM, not enough damage from him, and EGM may pay the price. He's been Nova'd up.
My Trixie
He's on the run, and looks like he should be okay. Arrow going to hit EGM, gets sniped down by Trixie. Double kill going the way of Arrow. Really nicely played there. Tiny getting himself back into this game. And Fnatic.
And they got the deny on the tower.
Oh, nicely played. Oh, that was Trixie on the Mirana, so Alliance, unfortunately, not getting the best out of that bottom lane engagement.
Yeah, Loda was a bit way too cocky there. He was all the way like away from his team. They're gonna smoke here. I think they can go for Roshan.
Ooh, yeah, they can bring down Roshan really fast, but they're heading bottom, so it looks like they do want to try go into the jungle here and see what they can find. And they can always get a kill, then go Roshan. That's probably their reasoning here. Like, if we get a kill or two, Roshan should be pretty free for us.
And n0tail's pretty scared. This is
With good reason.
old Meepo. Yeah, it's no night vision.
Bring back Meepo night vision.
Trixie might be in trouble.
Yeah. Hasn't been spotted by a Die Observer. Throws an arrow. Okay, they see him now. Trixie leap, gets away for now, but there's a Timber Chain Cold Snapper. He does get brought down. The ensnare does hit on the Admiral Bulldog Timbersaw. He's on the run. He's fairly low in mana as well, as a Radiant Sentry Ward will be plopped down in place. And
They still want to fight this?
I'm going to be respawning soon. Stamping forward. Hoofstomp going to catch out to EGM. May go down before the fight even begins. Lich Chain Frost gets one. Looking for a second here in the form of the Invoker. It's still bouncing. Bounce to the Invoker,
Oh my
please.
God.
Chain
Oh
Frost,
my
please.
God.
What the hell was that? The Centaur will finish him off with a Blink Double Edge, but the worst Chain Frost of Fly's life. That was so sad to see.
That was the most
Oh my gosh. The chase is on. Hani needs to be a bit careful here, but it looks like there's no blink on this ladder, so Hani may actually re-engage. He's got blink stun in a second, but only Mirana here to back him up.
At least they still got him, and Trixie might even get something.
Wow, he made the strip to Admiral Bulldog. Not enough damage from the Starstorm. Didn't get the double hit, and we'll get the Timber Chain out.
Even if that missed, there was a possibility for it to kill another person there as well. Like, it could have killed Bulldog if it hit all the good bounces, but
Dire's
More
middle
spirits
tower
hate.
is under attack.
So
Arrow's up to
unfortunately
his
for
item.
Fnatic,
He has
that
drones.
was... I feel like even the Chain Frost bouncing back to the Invoker, that fight was already going to be a lost fight for them regardless, but they would have loved to have killed the Invoker a bit faster.
That was a bit ballsy from them going in like that 4v5.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the best move. And they had no vision as well, because Alliance had dewarded it with the sentry here. So
They did have this Observer Ward near the mid lane, but it didn't scout like actually into their own jungle, just giving some actual mid lane vision as well as slight coverage of this tree area.
and Bulldog's having a really fun game. Like, this is one of the easier heroes, one of the easier games for Timbersaw. I'm pretty sure he's doing insane damage in these fights, especially onto the Tiny and Centaur. Even the Meepo as well, like you said earlier.
Yeah, this is... yeah, there's not that much to kill him, unless he gets burst down by the magic damage, like gets caught in a Chain Frost with it bouncing between multiple targets. But hey, he's done well so far. He's 5-0, and his score really reflects how fun of a game this can be for the Timbersaw.
He should just try and farm his Bloodstone now. With the Bloodstone, he can put so much pressure. Even if he dies, he doesn't lose that much gold. And it looks like they're just going to push top tower.
Yep. He's also about to hit level 11, which is a big boost in his damage output, so...
Yeah.
Fnatic, beware.
Another thing to notice is S4 has actually not farmed anything since he got his Midas. Like, he just has his treads. He's died 3 times
Radiant's
as well.
top tower is under
Kind of
attack.
really rough here. n0tail just going to poop himself out of there. It looked like he was maybe thinking about engaging, but decides this is not the fight to take
tower
in.
has fallen.
Fnatic will just leave Meepo bottom. Not very close to a Blinkdale n0tail, so Blink Dagger. So
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I don't know how Fnatic's gonna be able to fight this, especially like they need an arrow, I think, from Chixie, and a really good hook stomp.
well, he's positioning himself at the secret shop here. We'll look for the line in.
Dire's
fire it
bottom tower
just
is under
yet.
attack.
This is a good line in position for Trixie to be in, I feel. This arrow could cause him a lot of problems. There is a sentry ready for the Moonlight Shadow, though. Arrow going to go flying. Will it hit anyone? It does catch Aki. Stampede to follow the blink. Hoof Stomp going to catch out EGM on the Shadow Team, but does get the disruption off. Aki alive for not for long, though. The tiny combo finishes him off. Now the Chain Frost. Will it bounce? Doesn't look like it. Bulldog gets away from the rest of his team. Now the chase is on. Hani is very low. No blink out for you. Bulldog gets himself another kill. 6 kills on the board for him, but it's a 2-for-2 trade. Just the support's going down for Alliance, though, and they're still pressuring this
Radiant's
tier 2 tower.
top
Meanwhile,
tower is under
in the
attack.
back line, Strictly's gone deep. Was he looking to chase someone down there, but he's now in some trouble. No leap. Loader may just be able to straight up finish him off. Strictly's he's gone. He's dead.
These fights are like EGM kind of. EGM disrupted the guy that was arrowed there, which is obvious. Like the Shadow Demon is going to do that.
I'm
But
surprised
tried
they
to get a
stampede
blink.
in.
Yeah, Hani tried to get a blink on the Shadow Demon before he could disrupt him, but he just got kited a little bit. I think he actually got cold snapped as soon as he blinked in again, which kind of screwed up his animation.
He did end up getting the stun on just EGM, but the disruption was unfortunately cast.
Bulldog Oh, but look, I got a really nice item. I love this item on Timbersaw now. With no mana cost, you just get the Blink Dagger. And you can like blink it and like Whirling Death instantly, and then Timber Chain out. You don't have to like Timber Chain into the fights. Really.
Yeah. And it's a lot easier to set up the Timber Chain to do like maximum damage. Rather than like Timber Chaining in, maybe you don't do any damage, you just get nearby the enemy.
Yeah, but it gives you a lot of mobility. It's like kind of the same concept of getting Blink on Slark. I think people are getting it now. They realize how strong it is. Like you can blink in and pounce instead of like using pounce to initiate. Really, like you can just blink in. And it gives you so much, and it's always so really easy to escape. Look how fast they're doing Roshan.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward from Alliance. There's nothing Fnatic can really do about this. Even if they knew immediately Alliance are going to Roshan, it just falls so fast, and they've got to push out these other lanes. They've got to find farm on the map for heroes like n0tail and the Meepo to finish the Blink Dagger. So Alliance now group up towards the mid lane. They've got Aegis on their side. That's going to be on Loader, and Loader, I think, yeah, he's close to a BKB. Not even worrying about the Blink Dagger. Straight BKB coming out of the Alliance carry player.
I think his reasoning is that every fight it's been Fnatic that's been initiating on him, so he doesn't really have to force anything. They can just push, and then if he gets initiated on, he can just sprint it and get a really good push off. And with the BKB, their heroes can't do anything versus BKB. Fnatic's like.
Alliance get the tier 1. Doesn't look like they want to stop. They want to go for the tier 2. Fnatic is getting a tier 1 tower trade at top, and I feel like this is like, they just can't fight into the Aegis, so this is almost like the best possible result for them, even though it's a tier 1 for a tier 1 plus a tier 2. They've just got to defend the high ground now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Look at Era's items. There's a chainmail.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm just worried about how squishy the amp damage makes him, I guess, but
I think he should just be split pushing regardless. I don't think he should be fighting with them that much.
Yeah.
Like, he needs his Ags. And that 500 gold or whatever is going to delay his Ags for that much long.
You're not going to get an Assault Crest before your Ag Scepter. That's just like... The Assault Crest when you don't have the cleave damage is just unimpressive.
Yeah.
EGM is going to get hit by the arrow. Here's the follow-up there. They're going to use a Moonlight Shadow and try and go in on this one. EGM. He's going to be kept alive. Pops the Central Ward down. Fnatic were just a bit too far away for it.
Yeah. And
they're sitting a trap on top, it looks like. They're waiting for someone to come farm here.
Loda's coming up. He has Aegis, however.
This won't end well. They see him coming, and they're not going to go for this kill because they know he has Aegis, it looks like.
n0tail actually went for mech over the Blink here.
Okay.
So I think it's pretty good. If they get a mech off after the Starter Crush, or even the Timbersaw chain, they need the sustain. n0tail's gonna have to be in trouble top.
Blink, Hoof Stomp to start things off. Loader gonna take a lot of damage. They're just gonna walk into a 4-man crush and they're gonna blow him up. An immediate retreat. Still the Stampede if they need it. n0tail TP's out, and Loader's actually looking to go in. He's got no Blink Dagger and won't find anyone, but that's a nice play by Fnatic. Just force out the Aegis, get the quick kill, and get out of there.
Yep. Good play. Trixie, looking at his items, still very, very poor. He has a Yasha in the courier, but still, it's quite a poor Mirana, especially when they give him a lane.
The easiest lane of any of the Fnatic core heroes. He was up top with the Lich against the Timbersaw, whereas the other two lanes were mismatches for Fnatic.
Yeah. And I wonder what item S4 is gonna go. He can still get the book 3. It's gonna be quite a late book 3 compared to how usually, like most of the invokers like Resolution I said, they just go book right after the Midas. They don't really go Force Staff anymore. But looks like he went for the Force Staff. He can. I think that's the best item still for him. Book 3. It's the most damage.
Dire's middle tower
we'll
is
see
under
what's going to
attack.
be here. Bulldog has finished off his Bloodstone now. He's 6-0, making his way towards the top lane. So Alliance is just going from tower to tower now. Only 2 out of tier 2 towers remaining, and at this stage of the game, it is a 13-9 kill lead and a 10k gold lead going the way of Alliance. Hera still has a bit of a ways to go before his Ag Scepter, so Fnatic in a bit of trouble in game 1. The Meepo pick just not
Radiant's
quite panning
top
out as well as
tower
they'd
is
like
under
it to in
attack.
game 1.
Yeah, I think the laning phase is what screwed them over. They lost
Dire's
2 lanes so
bottom
hard,
tower is
mid
under
and bottom
attack.
lane.
Radiant's top
Bottom.
tower has
They're still
fallen.
making good trades here. I mean, when I say good
Dire's
trades, they're
bottom tower has
unfavorable
fallen.
on paper, but as far as the net worth goes, but good in the
Radiant's
sense
top
that
tower
they're
is
actually
under
getting
attack.
towers down.
Radiant
Era
structures
still
are
at-
fortified.
Oh, great stun there.
Arrow will hit Loader. This is a 5-second stun, but
Dire's
Loader should
bottom
be
tower
okay. Has the
is under
BKB, will
attack.
pop it. Trixie even the one on the receiving end of that one. He gets destroyed by the Timbersaw. Can't even get the leap out. They chuck a Sentry Ward just on top of the tower here for the Moonlight Shadow, but Mirana now dead. I mean,
Dire's
The
bottom
Central Ward's
tower
almost acting
is
as
under
bait. It's
attack.
like, Fnatic, come and kill this. We'll just kill you if you try and do so.
And Hani,
Dire's middle
I don't know,
tower is
Trixie
under
was
attack.
so out of position there, and Hani
Dire's
couldn't really
middle
help him.
tower has
Like, if he
fallen.
blinked in and stunned, he would have died as well,
Radiant's
so
top tower has
that was
fallen.
questionable
Radiant's
positioning there
top
from
barracks
Hani, I
are
felt
under
like.
attack.
Meepo gets the tier 1 mid tower, but
Dire's
Rax is
bottom
under
tower
siege.
is
Range
under
Drax getting
attack.
down to below half HP. Nice. Hoofstomp coming in from Hani. The Chain Frost to follow. Bulldog will go down. That's going to start the fight in a good fashion here for Fnatic. They want more here. Loda's on the run. Pops a sprint, but Hani Hoofstomp could be the end of Loda's day. Loda's still just juking and jiving, trying to avoid any of these stuns. The Nova's going to be there, but he misses the crush. Toss is there. Arrow's got an avalanche in 2 seconds here. This could be Loda dead. The tower's there helping him as well. Arrow going to snipe him down. They lose the range track, but they get the kill on Loda. Losing the Meepo in the process. Timbersaw, no, he didn't buy back. He just got a really fast respawn from all those Bloodstone charges. So Fnatic lose a range Drax, not the biggest deal. And now they've got the Ag Scepter on the Tiny. So a small hold from Fnatic.
And Hani's really showing his strength right now. He's one of the players that's really good at like moving around and using his spells. And even though he had such a shitty laning phase because of the matchup, he's playing really well,
Radiant's
getting
middle
these
tower
kills. Like
is under
he got
attack.
all the early kills for Fnatic if you think about it, with n0tail. And then
Being
in
in
the
8 of their 11 kills as it is, so.
yeah. And in the fights as well, he's getting like 2-man stuns every time. So
Yeah.
really great play there from Hani. And he has his BKB, which is pretty
That's
big on him.
really important because the physical damage, it's still there with Slaughter and Invoker, especially with the amp damage, but it just means when he blinks in, he won't get kited by the cold snap. How many times have we seen him try blink hoofstomp and he gets just kited around, unable to use that hoofstomp, so that he doesn't have to worry about that problem as much anymore now.
Another cool thing is, another bad thing for Alliance is Bulldog was out of position.
Yeah,
I don't
got
know if he
blown up.
needed to be up so far. His items are, like, he doesn't really need to be up. He has a blink dagger, so he can go in anytime he wants. And he actually went ahead of Defiance with the magic damage.
I just thought like a BKB would have been almost the better option here.
Yeah, I think this game is going to go late game. Like, I don't think Lions can break base that easily. So I think he should just went bots or just go with the BKB like you said.
We'll see what the plan's going to be here. I imagine Alliance going to be thinking, like, let's just try to get whatever pickoffs we can and wait for the next Roshan even, which is coming in about 2 to 5 minutes time. They will have the Necro book build you talked about on the Invoker. So Necro 3 Invoker, I mean, pushing high ground's tricky, but with a Necro 3 Invoker, any kill or pickoff makes suddenly that Rax at top very exposed.
True, actually they can break base with the Lacrity Invoker.
Yeah.
And especially Era's not going to have his...
n0tail reveals him from the trees. Lodi gets revealed in smoke. Oh, the Radiant Ward sees him as well. They don't actually check for it. Wow. n0tail's positioning there in the trees, revealed Loda's smoke, and then they ran past the ward. Well, Loda ran past the ward. The other two heroes were smoked up.
Yeah, it felt like if they got the pick off there, they could have pressured the
I'm
base.
surprised. They should have figured out that someone was in the trees there. As soon as Loda got revealed, it did... the only
bottom
place that
tower
hero could
is
have been to
under
reveal
attack.
him was in those trees, or they were in this.
And Era's going to get bought up. That ward is actually such a good ward. Whoever, I think probably Fly placed it.
This
he
one
was
up in the top lane.
Yeah, that ward is so good
Dire's
because
bottom
it's like
tower
you know
has
that
fallen.
Fnatic is Alliance is gonna pressure this top lane because that's the remaining racks. So they put it up before Alliance pushes it, and that means that with that ward, Era can pressure other lanes because he knows where the other
Dire's
heroes
bottom
are,
tower
so he can
is
play a
under
bit cocky.
attack.
And it's not just the one ward in top lane, they put the second one closer to their base as well. So they've got pretty much perfect intelligence at this top lane for
Dire's
where
middle tower
Alliance are
is under
focusing their
attack.
pushes and efforts. So
And Era is catching up so fast with the axe. I still don't. The chainmail is gonna let him go into AC. I think.
just yeah, casual chainmail. He'll get the I imagine he'll get the AC next, but it's just funny he got the chainmail so early.
Yeah. So he's still gonna have the AC quite fast. I don't know if he's gonna get AC or BKB. I don't know which is better. I think BKB is still so good versus the Timbersaw. So I don't know if he should just go with the AC. I feel he's still gonna get bursted really fast because of the Sunstrike and Cold Snap and Timbersaw.
Yeah. We'll find out soon enough. Alliance waiting around Roshan, at least for now, it seems. Which is coming up in about 30 seconds, so... I still think Fnatic maybe not in position where they can contest Roshan, just because it's hard to get map vision. Map control is slightly Alliance favored, at least around the Roshan pit.
And another important thing is that late game Tiny actually... Shadow Demon does really well versus him. With the late game Tiny, because the illusions just get the huge amount of damage, and it gets also the illusions also get the craggy off.
Yeah.
So,
Or you can, and just kiting the BKB Tiny using the Demonic Purge is
yeah,
also
yeah,
useful.
that's also
The Stampede just doesn't last long, because they're using the Stampede to engage, so by the time Tiny gets in the fight, you use the Demonic Purge once Stampede's worn off, and Tiny's damage output suddenly isn't that impressive when he's getting kited around.
Yeah. So this is just like a pretty good game for Shadow Demon versus their other heroes. It's the fact that he just can't get Centaur stunned, or else he's going to get... He has to stay in the back. And EGM's positioning is really good, so I don't think he's going to get caught too bad. Every fight he's been in the back and he's getting the disrupts.
He's been hook stomped once or twice, like the top fight where he had to disrupt Aki when he got arrowed, like he got hit by the hook stomp.
Fallen to the dive.
In general, he's been pretty good here, but we'll see Alliance pick up the Aegis for Slaughter, and it looks like Fnatic are making their way towards top lane with a smoke. They're maybe hoping that someone defends the tier 2 tower, and they can get a pick off, which could become the case here, but yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
In Fnatic, they don't really have to force anything. That's the cool thing about their lineup. They know late game, they have it pretty easily. So, it's really, Alliance has to make the %. Another thing is Loda's lack of blink is still kind of showing, because they're not able to set off ganks that easily with their heroes. The only real catch they have is the stomp.
Yeah.
So able to get it.
The Timbersaw with a Blink Dagger is not a true initiator, and like there's no pick-off potential. Shadow Demon's not getting in range for disruptions. He, like you say, his positioning's important. He has to be at the backline, so I'm surprised Loda picked up a casual cloak, which I think came after the BKB. And I feel like he does really need a Blink Dagger. He may buy one here if he sells a wand. Well, yeah, gets a Blink Dagger. Okay, so this is what you expect out of Loda, and we'll see him now lead the charge towards these top racks.
They have a really important item. They have the pipe on the Timbersaw, so
with
they can
pipe
siege.
And Necro 3, I think this could be a dead Rax here for
and Aegis. I honestly feel that Fnatic partly should just getting it mid tower.
I think letting this Rax go is not the end of the world, and I think if they try to defend it and lose a team fight, that's a lot worse than just losing a Rax, obviously.
Because they're gonna lose. It's gonna force buyouts as well.
Tiny does get his BKB though. With that, they may decide to try and fight.
This is such a hard fight.
Arrow gonna miss though, unfortunately, to start things off. There's a smoke here. Toss coming in onto n0tail. That's a Meepo. He's the bait for this one. Stampede getting cast as well. They're trying to focus on Bulldog, and Bulldog getting caught out. No disruption to keep him alive. There's your self-disruption just on the Shadow Demon. He'll pop that out in just a second. Does get the 4-stuff away. Now Demonic Purge coming down. That's Trixie getting hit by that one. Errors trying to look to clean up here. Buyback coming from the Meepo. Now the Impetus is going to finish off the Mirana. Loda's low, but he's got the Aegis here. This is not the best time to go for. Error getting slowed up by the Ice Wall, just getting kited around. His BKB on cooldown. n0tail shows up. He gets hit by the Ice Wall as well. Bulldog TPs himself back, blinks himself back in, gets another kill, and that's the fight you did not want to happen if you're a Fnatic. You cannot afford to have that fight right there.
Radiant structures
I felt they should have
fortified.
just given up the Rax. I don't know.
Radiant's top barracks
They
are under
almost
attack.
they should have focused down Bulldog,
Radiant's
it looks
top
like.
barracks
They did a
has
really
fallen.
good job getting him low, but then he just managed to get himself out of there. Before I think he did end up... No, he didn't even end up going down.
Yeah, it was just such a... I don't know, I felt... They could have gotten mid-tower, and even if they lose Rax, I think it's still worth it, because they don't die, like you said. And they get more farm on the Tiny.
It was such a weird... not so much weird, but it was a very ballsy strategy. They tossed in the Meepo to start the fight, and I think the idea was that, hey, look, n0tail's got buyback. They're going to use all their spells to kill this Meepo, and Meepo can still do some good damage with Poof, that we can maybe win the fight, but Tiny just got kited around too much, even in the BKB.
Yeah, n0tail is going to be... He's really poor now. He has no Blink Dagger, or he's not going to have... I mean, obviously Meepo farms so fast, but he died back, so...
He had the money for it if he wanted to buy it before that fight, but decided that he wanted to go for the buyback instead.
Honestly, if they use him like that, where they toss him, and he might just have to go Ags as well.
Yeah,
So.
you don't really need the blink necessarily there. Let's see what he's going to be here. Tiny now up the top lane. He's got his BKB, so next up is the Assault Crest. Once Eric gets his Assault Crest, it is game on, which is where losing that top rack and just farming up Ares Tiny to get to the Assault Crest may have been a better way to play this
bottom
one.
tower is
I
under
still don't know if
attack.
his AC is the best item. It's still like a Daedalus rush on the Tiny. But I think that's when you have a Wisp, because then you don't need the attack speed, so I'm not sure about that.
He hits pretty slow, unfortunately, but he's getting kited around where he may not get many right clicks off in a fight, so maybe you do just want to go for the big right click and hope that you do get a crit out of it.
Yeah, I know AUI actually used to go Daedalus no matter what, even if he has a Wisp or not on the Tiny.
Before the Assault Crest, or
yeah, before getting attack speed items, he just has he had the treads and he just went Daedalus every time.
Okay.
Even with the Wisp. I don't know if it's a big difference. I mean, he's a huge theory crafter, so...
Yeah.
But the
Radiant's
positive thing is they have the
bottom
armor
tower
for
is
the
under
starter.
attack.
That's the thing about the AC.
Meepo picks up just a value item, gets the Vlads, which is going to give us some nice auras.
Radiant's
He's having the
bottom
+5
tower
armor
has fallen.
to help against the minus armor of the Slaughter. The bonus damage as well synergizes nicely with the Tiny. He's going to benefit quite a lot from this % bonus damage, but Meepo does need to be a bit careful this mid lane. n0tail leaving one Meepo behind and
Dire's middle
wants
tower
to pressure
is
this
under
tier 2
attack.
tower, may be able to do so because Alliance are grouped up with 4 or 5 heroes bottom, so looks like n0tail could get some damage done on this tier 2.
Still feel it should be Tiny that's split pushing the mid like that,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're still not going to get this mid tower. They're going to defend, and if they die in this defense, and well, look, I mean, and the lines get a Rax, it's really hard for them to come back.
Well,
Dire's
4
middle
Raxes
tower
is
is
pretty
under
much
attack.
like you're 99% out of
Oh,
the
arrow.
game. Oh, are they gonna? Oh, there's your defensive disruption. So now on cooldown, Avalanche gonna be set up by this one. Hopes up to follow. S4 is gonna get destroyed in the front line. Loda's BKB'd and sprinted. The Chain Frost gonna stop bouncing, or is it? Yep, it stopped bouncing now. Leap onto the high ground here. Miranda needs to be a bit careful. There's nothing to cancel out the TP of the Enchantress. The chase is on. Arrow gonna go flying. It's not gonna hit EGM. He gets the TP. Nope, not gonna happen. Hanny gets him with the blink. 2 kills going away. Fnatic. They hold the bottom lane. Really nicely played here. High ground observer ward getting pinged out as well. That's being spotted, so a good hold from Fnatic. And it will buy them some time here. Ares Assault Crest is going to be his next item choice as he buys a plate mail. So the
That was,
arrows, they connect, and Fnatic win the fight.
Yeah, that arrow was pretty clutch there, and honestly, as for I don't know if he had sight of the arrow. He had time to time to turn around and force staff, but I'm not sure if he had sight.
It's so tricky as
Dire's
well. Like for
middle
Shadow
tower
Demon there,
is
it's like
under
if you
attack.
disrupt him, it just sets up the Avalanche Centaur stun as well. Like there's, I don't know what else, what you can do there apart from. I think he needed to just wait a bit longer before going for that disruption, but I don't know.
It's still really hard to push up Fnatic's high ground, but I think that was a pretty good fight there for Alliances if that didn't happen.
Yeah, I agree.
And S4 is still really rich. I think S4 needs a BKB as well.
Yeah, well, just look at that fight there. If he can pop BKB when he comes out of the disruption, he's doing just fine. And he has the money for it, so like, going for a Hex is nice and all, but I don't think Hex is going to solve their problems here for S4.
It's not, and Handi's actually gonna get the Shivas, so they're gonna have AC and Shivas. Those two items together, if you get it on the same team together, it's actually insane how much support it gives your team in terms of auras.
The actual right-click damage from Alliance is going to be very negligible with those 2 items. So, after all, I mean, they've still got the big nuke combos like the Invoker, the Timbersaw, and that's where Fnatic, the heroes that don't have BKB, will struggle to stay alive in some of these fights.
They're still waiting for Aegis. I feel Alliance should wait for the next Aegis and then they should push. Still don't know if they can force this.
It'll be cheese as well next time around, and Loda will get closer and closer to his Assault Crest. So,
I'm still wondering if this pipe has paid off. I haven't felt it paid off that much.
it helped them a lot with that top push where they got
the top
they
push.
won the fight. That's the one time where it's like it was very noticeable because it blocked a lot of the Lich damage as well as even the Meepo boost damage, the Avalanche cost. But that's
I
the
still
only
feel the
fight.
BKB would have been better because he's still playing very scared in these fights. If like with the BKB, he can just man up and stay in the middle of it, and he can honestly do a lot more in terms of team fights with the BKB over the pipe.
S4 decides he wants to go Hex. No BKB coming out from the Alliance Invoker player. Interesting decision from him, but
It's really greedy. I think with this, if he doesn't get the BKB, he can't get arrowed or he can't get initiated in the front.
yeah.
If he gets bursted, they lose all their damage.
Maybe he takes the next Aegis. I think it's almost better to have the Aegis on him than Loda.
I think it's better on him.
That could be the plan here. Let's get him his Hex, and if he has Aegis plus Hex, it's a huge, huge boost to Alliance when they go for this next push.
Why
I
did
think the
the
Hex is better than BKB if he has an Aegis, so maybe that's what Alliance are thinking here.
Alliance actually saw a solo Meepo top, and then they were smoked, and then they saw the Meepo and they ran away. They didn't know that he was alone there, which is obvious because they don't have vision at the other side of the map.
Allies disappear.
Midnight should have been used. Fnatic want to move out here. Not going to find all too much. They see there's no Observer Ward scouting him out, but this is just going to get 2 or 3 of their heroes towards their Ancients, and not going to find anything immediately. EGM's close by, though. The big problem here for Fnatic is they don't have Observer Ward vision outside this small little like circle that is their own base. Like if they try and smoke out, they're just smoking out entirely blind and hoping for the best. And well, they'd have to just hope that they come up at the right time. Alliance are going for Roshan, but they're not going to get here in time. It doesn't look like it. So Alliance should get Cheese and Aegis off of this.
Another thing to notice, neither teams have a gem yet, so
that's really unusual. Like I feel like
Roshan has
some teams you watch,
dark.
like it seem like I don't know, just watching a lot of the Chinese teams, they would get gem like before 15-20 minutes in 90% of their game.
yeah, I feel Alliance, they got the gem earlier, they could have rewarded wards like that one up here.
Yeah.
They had the gold as well, I think it was pretty farmed. Maybe
Like,
over the...
And EGM was walking around with like 4 sentries in his pocket. Like he's been massing sentries this entire game. There's a Moran on the other team. Like sure, sentries are nice, but getting a gem seems like a clear thing to do.
And Era has his AC up, and what item Trixie's gonna go next. He's not that farmed, 38 minutes for what he has, but it seems like everyone in this game is not as rich as they are. Like, actually, I guess, yeah, never mind. Everyone is kind of rich on the lines, except if he gets like a Daedalus next, it can still pay off.
On the
Mirana, yeah. Well, they have the Tiny really for tanking the front and the Centaur, so the Mirana should go for the Daedalus, I think.
Good defend bottom now.
Tower is under
Alliance are going to be
attack.
pushing here. TP's coming back here. Tiny not even going for the tier 2 mid. As Alliance getting very close to breaking the hideout. Stun toss combo being used here. This is going to be on cooldown now. No avalanche available. And the tier 3 bottom will get chipped away. There is a glyph available. Amp damage trying to be cast here by Loader. It's going to be n0tail taking a lot of damage on the front lines. It looks like he may be burst down, getting low. One more pencil spins from a Bulldog, getting low himself. He's got Cheese though. That'll be able to heal himself back up. And Stampede now on cooldown. Era just getting fighted a little bit too much on the front lines and uses BKB. Now Meepo blinking himself in, getting low. Gets brought down here. That's another kill for the Enchantress. There's a blink crush from Loader. Catching out Trixie. The Avalanche is there. S4 getting low. Will he go down? He does again. S4 with no Aegis. It's the Aegis once again on Loader, and this is possibly the end of the push. Without the Invoker, I don't think they can continue. They've used Cheese and lost Invoker. They've still got the Aegis, and it looks like they do still want to try and push the high ground, but this is costing them dearly, Bulba.
Yep. Yeah, that was a mistake. Like you said, I don't think Loda should have the Aegis. It should be on S4. Especially because he has like the sheep stick up. He can use it like maybe even twice per fight.
Yeah.
So...
Was that another dieback from Meepo?
Yeah, Meepo... n0tail is not having a fun game.
He's like just, I don't know, professional feeder this game in some ways. Like he's like really just trying to bait out as many spells onto himself as possible to create space for his team to get kills, but he's not, I don't feel like he's actually doing that much damage in these fights. He's just tanking up spells.
That's the thing about n0tail, how he plays though. He's not afraid of dying, which is a positive attribute about him, I think. Like, he's not afraid of just going into the fights and dying. I've seen him go games where he's like 1 in 5 or something at the end, or just like not that good of a score, but the amount of stuff he does in the fights lets Fnatic win. So he provides a lot of space, I feel, for his carry players by playing like this. Like, what other team, their support player just throws themselves on the enemy team and doesn't really care about his score or whatever, just wants to win.
The one player that I think plays similar to that is Net from Titan. He often like blinks in suicidally to team fights with Sanking or Lion or something, but in general, most 4 position supports are much greedier and value their own life a lot higher. But like you say, it's a good trait that n0tail has. But generally speaking.
Yeah, it's still hard on Meepo though. He needs some item. He has no stats at all on his copies.
Yeah, and you can't go BKB Meepo. So it just means you're gonna have your illusions that can just get destroyed by Timbersaw regardless of what items you get. You just have to like you say, mass as many stats as possible, but it's not necessarily the solution.
And Bulldog is playing really well on Alliance. He has the Shivas up. He's really farmed.
Yeah.
And I feel he's doing the most damage in these fights with the zone. Especially with the hero that Fnatic
I
has.
want to try to go to the high ground here. There is a glyph available. I think Fnatic just want to pass that, buy some time. They've got the Maelstrom now on Trixie as well. Blink Crush coming out. That's going to catch out Era. Era's the first target they want to go for, but pops a BKB. Lotus just trying to bait out this Aegis now. Looks like Sentinel did go in the background here with a BKB hooked on. Now the Avalanche coming out as well. EGM still alive. They've lost Lotus, but that's just an Aegis center in return. And now they lose the Lich as well in the front lines. Tossed out of there. He says, get out of my base, Bulldog. But now that's 3 Fnatic heroes dead. T3 tower exposed. Hex goes through on Trixie. The Chakra. Sunstrike not going to be off the mark. Not even needed. 4 heroes dead. Rax is exposed. And Fnatic, game 1 all of a sudden looks like it's out of their grasp.
Bottom barracks
That was a hard game though for Alliance. Like they're not gonna say that was an easy game at all. Like Fnatic played so well in the defenses, especially Hani. Hani played by far the best I think on Fnatic, and every push he was there to get the good hooks on stuff.
If Alliance weren't on the Dire side, I feel like this game would be going for 60+ minutes. The fact they have the Dire side where they're guaranteed to get Aegis and Cheese allowed them to end this game as they did. If not being on Dire, I feel like this would be 60 minutes in and a 50-50 game.
Victory.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The Aegis, especially the one on the last fight there with Loda, without the Aegis, because S4 died as well. If Loda had died also, another push would have been stalled.
The Alliance strategy, like, well, at least not so much I don't think it was their strategy coming in, but like their way they ended the game, they played around the fact they had Aegis and Cheese. Like Loda suiciding in. The previous fight before that, it was Bulldog going in almost suicidally as well, but he had the Cheese to heal himself back up and keep himself alive. So, Aegis and Cheese was a key part of Alliance's success in this game one.
I definitely agree.
But at the same time, like that top push, I feel like Fnatic maybe just wanted to let their melee racks go down, and it could have been a different game. But end of the day, they were still going to have to deal with Alliance constantly sieging their base.
Yeah, I think regardless every trade, maybe they could have split push more on Fnatic as well. It felt like they were just defending every tower, and if they died in the defenses, they lost so much because they didn't have anyone farming the other lanes. So I'm not sure whether they should have defended, especially that top racks the first time. The second time they pushed top racks, where it was a solo melee racks, I don't know if they should have defended that.
Well, Alliance take game one. It is a best-of-3 double elimination bracket at DreamHack Bucharest. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit, bringing you all the live action from the BTS2 stream. Joining me is Liquid's Bulba. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, game 2 between Fnatic and Alliance live here will be taking place. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back after a short break.